Hey guys, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today, and welcome from Lake Toho, Kissimmee, the noisiest lake in the country. Man, I got a question for you Florida guys down here. Why are these airboats, why is it legal for these dudes to run these airboats with no mufflers on them? I mean, guys, if you've never been down here before, there's airboats everywhere down here at Lake Toho, and they're deafening, and they're so loud that they'll vibrate the water that your boat's in, and you're not even anywhere close to them. You can see one of those things running all the way across the lake, and it is deafening that you can't even have a conversation across the lake when one of those guys get on that thing. It's just like, God, isn't there some ordinance against noise pollution or something? But man, I don't know, those things need mufflers on it. So that was, anyway, just had to get that out of my system. But anyway, wanted just to give you guys a day one report. Winding down here a little bit, got about another 30 minutes or so to fish before it gets dark, and I'm gonna give you guys the update. I caught a few fish today. I stayed on Lake Toho all day long. A lot of boats on the lake, a lot of boats on Toho here. The lake, as far as the way the lake looks, it looks pretty good. There's a lot of grass, probably more than there was when I was here 2 years ago. The one thing I did notice here today about the lake is, you know, they've had a lot of wind here the last week or so. So there's sections of the lake that are really pretty dirty, and there's sections that are pretty clean based upon how the areas are positioned in relationship to the northerly and strong south and north winds they've had here. So that's one of the big factors I'm looking in this tournament. You know, if I do decide to fish Toho, is how much some of those areas will clean up, because a lot of the areas that I really, you know, wanted to fish today that I've done well in the past, the water is just a little bit too dirty in there. And the thing about Florida fish, guys, it's not like anywhere else. If you get dirty water in Florida, it just is not good. I mean, it just turns those bass off, especially when the water temperature is as cold as it is. The water temperature is in the mid 50s, which is pretty cold for this time of year. You know, we got a warming trend coming up. It's supposed to warm up a little bit every day. I don't look, you know, you hear these tournaments all the time. It's like, yeah, it's going to be warming up and they're going to be on fire by the tournament. Nah, that's just not the way it works. Any warming trend that we have in this tournament is going to be offset by the fishing pressure here. Guys hammering on them for a week. I mean, fishing's probably going to get better than what it is now, but it's not going to be like any gangbusters deal. We're just things just aren't really set up for it to be like a big heavyweight tournament here. But you know, the fish that I caught today were just sort of scattered a little bit. I couldn't really get a feel for, or I never did really locate like one area that I felt there was a big concentration of fish in. I tried to fish as slow as I could, because the thing about when you're fishing in Florida when it's cold, you can fish over those fish so easy. So I wound up, slowing down. I didn't cover as much water as what I normally did, simply because it was cold. But it's sort of the same deal with, you know, every year in Florida, guys. There's two things that are important. It's identifying the key techniques that are going to produce the bigger fish, and finding that sweet area, because it's all about area down here. Area has to do with the combination of the water clarity and the cover in that area. So I found two areas that I think there's, you know, a decent amount of fish in. Fishing pressure in them was just sort of average on there, but I didn't catch any big ones. You know, I caught, several, nice tournament type fish, 2.5, 2 3/4 pounds, but that's not what I'm looking for here. If you guys saw the video I did last week, you know, the only thing to gain in this tournament is to try to win the tournament. So I fished big baits today. I didn't catch big fish on those big baits I fished. And tomorrow I'm probably going to mix it up, and I'm probably going to go down into the lower lake tomorrow and look at some of that water down there. I've only got 2.5 days to practice, so I'm going to spend one day. I spent today on Toho. I'll probably spend tomorrow on Kissimmee. And then the half a day of practice we have on Wednesday, I'll make that determination on where to spend that half a day. But I purposely resisted going into the areas that I felt there was a lot of bass in that didn't have the potential to catch big ones in. I mean, I know how to catch keepers here, but it's like I said, you can't you're taking yourself out of a chance to win the tournament if you put yourself in that water. you know real quick if you're in a good area, because a good area on this lake is you catch big ones. You don't win tournaments on Florida lakes with like a 4-pound average. You win tournaments on Florida lakes by catching 7, 8, 9, 10 pounders along with your limit on there. You've got to be around big fish to win here, and that's what I'm going to be looking for tomorrow. So probably going to be fishing a lot of heavy cover tomorrow. I'll probably do a lot of mat punching, big weights, 1 ounce sinker, that type of deal. Most of the time I spent today was offshore. I really feel going into this tournament, it's either going to get one offshore shell bed or offshore grass, something like that, or by flipping heavy cover. So did the offshore deal today, got enough bites to feel I can do okay in the tournament if I had to start tomorrow. But I'm gonna go down there and try to catch some big ones and some heavy cover, get some big bites anyway tomorrow in the heavy cover. So anyway, guys, gonna fish a little bit more and get off the water here. It's gonna be good to get in a quiet truck, man. This is the noisiest dang lake I have ever been on. It's just deafening here, man. So hope you guys are doing good. We'll be back to the report tomorrow. See you.